Hello everyone, we meet again for another episode of the lichess bot series. Our next opponent is turkjs, which we're going to challenge in 15-10 rated as usual. Let's go. We have the black pieces. Wow, that is an unexpected move. So what do we do against moves like this? It doesn't really threaten anything. I think we just ignore. Well, not completely. I mean, eventually when the pawn goes too far, we need to deal with it. But right now, we just take the center. Okay, so if I just do this, do I want to allow this? It's not clear how I gain the pawn back. Can I go into some weird gambit? Maybe not. Let's not invent a gambit, although it may work, but This, on the other hand, attracts the queen. Do I gain a tempo on the queen immediately? Yes, I can do that. But that leads to modest development. I think I start with that. Of course, he takes with the queen. And then I should have many ways to deal with it. The only question I have is, can I get away with this? The problem is I'm leaving this square behind. But then if he goes here immediately, I have this chasing the queen, and eventually I want this. Except he will have a check. So if I start with this I'm not worried about. I would say what annoys me is something like this, and he has a check. But I'm developing all my pieces here, and can he prevent d5? Yes, he can. And start really controlling this square. So I think it might be more prudent to do this first, to remove this, and also I'm not quite removing this c4 still. Okay, perhaps we start with this. We can play moves like knight c6 and c5. We can play later. Okay. Can we do this? If takes, queen takes. Are we happy with this? I'm not entirely sure. Okay. Okay, this looks a bit modest. I'm on three ranks, but I've also developed two pieces. I'm one move away from castling. And if I play h6, I'm forcing him to take. Or to move his bishop. Okay, now this is very strange. Okay. Wow, this is very provocative, but we have to be precise. If I do nothing, there's going to be problems. Can I do this? Takes, I think we're happy with that. No problem, I can castle there. Or at the very least, I can pin the pawn or something. But what we have to reckon with is something like this. Do we want to enter into something like that? Takes. Whose turn is it? My turn. Takes. He can't take because of the... Okay, I think I can get away with this. This I take, he takes. And I take here, attack, he can't take me back. There's just going to be some annoying queen checks here. I'm not entirely sure about this. I'd rather have my king out of the firing line, and then I can play h6. Of course, it means that he can play e5 immediately, but I think I play h6 here. e5, h6. If he takes, now it's different because now... Okay, so now we have time. This, if takes, takes. I think that's good for us. Okay. So if he takes the knight, we're happy. So he doesn't. Let's see, can we set up some kind of a trap here? So there's no queen here, right? There is queen here, but that I feel is helping me. Okay, let's start with that. Then I want knight c6. I want knight c6, I want d5, I want many things. Okay, so knight c6. What's to stop me from playing knight c6 here? Any... takes, fish. Okay. Knight c6. Somehow I like leaving this queen here because of this alignment. Like, what if I start with this, setting the trap? But okay. I can always play knight c6 after, and he's not threatening anything directly. But I have to be careful. Any tricks, any... I don't think so. I think I can get away with this first, because here I'm really moving with a threat. Of course, knight c6 is also a threat, but it's a threat whose result is to move his queen where it belongs, because the queen is misplaced. We don't really want to help him solve that problem. Now, can we do this, and when the queen moves, we hit this? But the queen move and contact with that. No, I think first we want to get rid of this bishop, because we need to have the c6 square uncontested. There is that, yes. Okay, I think we can start with that. Okay, we're not going to be able to set up this trap on e4. At least not as anticipated. So let's see, takes, bishop, queen. Does this work? Can I just get away with this? Takes, and if takes, we hit the queen. Can the queen somehow do something? Can the queen attack me? Not really. Can the queen defend? Can the queen defend? How does the queen defend? Like this and then this? Is there another way for the queen to defend? Like this should not be a problem. Okay, this is risky. We have to be sure that it works. Knight takes. Bishop takes. That has to be the move. Knight takes, bishop here. He has to move the queen. Anywhere annoying the queen can go. The queen can take this. But I think we're happy there because we take that. We get our piece back. Plus there is this at the end of the line. There's something wrong there for him. I think we can get away with this. It looks risky. Against the computer, I'm always very skeptical about lines like that because there are so many weird side variations that you might miss. So let's recalculate. Is there another idea like this? And then, that's another idea. He cannot move the bishop because I'm threatening this. So there is the move order thing here. If he moves the bishop away, it's game over with the queen. So he can't. So actually, he probably will do just castle, and then I take it. So that's one way. And if this is check, he can block. Okay. But that also works. He cannot defend or move the bishop. But let's be sure of that. And if he tries something like this, takes, there's going to be some problems there. I think this might be a move order improvement here over the original idea. I think so. The bishop can't really move. Well, it can, but I would love to see the bishop move. Probably he's going to castle. What can he do? Any tricks? Bishop takes h6. I mean, computers become like totally crazy when they start losing like this. So they can come up with insane tactical defenses. Okay, so this, like, already we have to look at stuff like that. I should have an intermediate check here. Oh, I don't like this kind of stuff. Takes here. Let's say he can't take. Okay, let's see. This, let's recalculate this line once more. Yeah, we have check. He moves, or whatever. He deals with the check. We do this, and at the end he's got this, and we're fine. We lost a pawn, but we were an extra pawn up, so okay. This is forced, let's say. This, he can't go here, because I just take and use the pin. So he would have to go maybe here. Doesn't matter where he goes, I'm gonna take the... Okay, I take him on the next turn, I think. And if he doesn't take my knight, which is what happens, can I do this? And he can't take again because of this. But what do I achieve? This, and is it really good for me? Not so clear. I like this instead, setting up the threat. But this, we have to deal with that. No. This, the bishop's hanging. Wait a minute. Let's go back to basics. The bishop's hanging. Why can't I just take it? Because he can't take my knight. It's very simple. If this, then it's game over. So I think it's really that simple. The knight is immune. No need to make it fancy. No, sorry, it's not over because because I have this annoying pawn on e4, which I wish it wasn't there. However, there's b2. Okay, there is a silver lining, which is b2 and the queen a... Oh my god, what is this? Madness. Okay, so I think it's the final Hail Mary of the computer saying I'm losing, but I'm gonna throw everything at you. So this is where we have to be careful to not get swindled. So b2 is of course my threat. But right now it's most important to eliminate weaknesses, exchange pieces, well, take control of the board as much as possible and remove any kind of risks in the position. So where is the risk? Like, we can't get back ranked, no tricks on these weak squares, weak light squares, because no light square bishop. I think we're good in terms of the king. This is not defended. Obviously we need to move this somewhere that it does something, like maybe here. So this can get in the game. Things like that. Of course, the immediate threat is this, but I'm assuming he's going to defend it with something like this, for example. Or even this would be amazing. This I just immediately exchange and it's great. So I think most likely will be something like this, hitting the... Okay. That's quite passive, I'm happy with that. I think I want to move my bishop. I could try to insist, but then you can do this. I think before going too far and trying to attack, let's just develop all the pieces, try to coordinate. For example, if I put a rook here, it's mate, simple. And that means that this move will come with a tempo. And if he castles, yeah, sure, he can castle, but look at these weak squares. This will be easy to attack, and the queen can infiltrate. He has no light square bishop to defend these weak squares. So I think we'll be happy if he castles. But okay, what else can he do? Okay, that's not a threat. I mean, this I can just do that because it threatens mate, so why not? So most likely, if he does this, I just take it. Okay, so how does he in fact, it's actually quite difficult for him to deal with this mate. Well, okay, this, most likely he does this, but then he has another problem. I would like to see how he defends against this one. Knight d2, actually. Yeah, I forgot this one. Haha, knight d2. Okay, he has knight d2. That's fair. But knight d2 is a bit ugly because it blocks his bishop, which blocks his rook. So it's not... And I can continue like this, put pressure here. Now he has to defend with the rook, he can't push. And I threaten this and this, in fact. So I would say... And obviously he can't take this because I'm threatening mate. Okay, just one thing. This is annoying. Is it really a problem? Not sure. Let's see. Need to get my queen here somewhere. No, this is slow. I could probably just sack, get rid of this, but am I inducing a weakness by forcing him to play this? Is that a weakening move? And then I just repurpose my... then I have this square. And then my queen moves back, aiming here. Okay, that's actually quite subtle. I think this forces c4, and c4 surrenders the d3 square. And then I can maneuver my queen. Now I have this, and he can never take... Well, can he? Because if this... Yeah, he can never do that. So I think this is going to be strong. And he can never get away with knight takes c4. I think. Besides, knight takes c4, it's just mate in one, queen d1 mate. What am I doing? The knight is literally pinned. In fact, can we use this to our advantage? No, not quite. Okay, queen check, e3. So what are we doing with this? We're probably helping him. This, what about this? If he takes, that's got to be good for me. Not immediately though. Because check, he's got this rook. That's okay. What about this? Simply takes, queen takes, and that just makes it so easy. But let's just make sure that he has to take. Like no, like what about this? I think we have this. So this we just take, and here. Okay, this just total collapse. Bishop's overloaded, rook is hit. Rook b1, we just take the bishop, deflect the rook, and then, well. Okay, so now we take the knight, and the knight was essentially the final, the final rampart to get to his king. We can, okay, that's fine, no perpetual checks, no back rank, no stalemate. I mean, we just need to avoid all these cheap tricks. But otherwise, it's completely winning. Probably e3 to force open the position. The pawn is pinned, of course. Takes, rook takes. Bishop, yeah, okay, it's not so clear how we made, but okay, it's easy to win. I don't see a forced mate yet, but I mean, this shouldn't be hard to finish. Yeah, I wish I could somehow create a fork against the king and this rook. What am I seeing? This is a fork, win the pawn. Okay. What else can I do? Okay, I'm gonna pause the video and start again when he plays. Okay, so this, I have a mate threat with this and rook takes. Thing is, he's obviously gonna see that. This, if he takes, I had take with check, that's got to be good for me. What else can I do? How else do I crash through? Okay, I think that's simple enough. Pawn is pinned, I would say. Actually, no, it's not. It's not. He can play f3, hitting my queen. But I think I've got a response on that. I think I push. He can take my bishop, but the point is that I have an unstoppable threat here. So if this, I could also do this. I mean, this is also winning, but why would I? I think that's the simplest. Use the pawn. He can't take my bishop. Well, he can, but then I have queen d1. Okay, I think I still promote. It's check. And if he takes, I take, and then what? Where's my mate? I can deflect the king. Probably let's do that. Take the rook, and everything falls apart. Checkmate is just around the corner. Okay, king takes is forced. I mean, he may as well take, because I'm going to take the rook no matter what he does. Okay. Okay, so there cannot be any stalemate tricks because he has pawn moves. So he shouldn't be too quick to eliminate his pawns. Okay. So let's see, how do we create a checkmate? I think this is interesting. Deflect the king. Try to, yeah, I think that's a good way. Okay, so analysis. I think, I'm not sure how far we need to go in terms of computer analysis, because mostly this game was decided after one move. Let's just see if any jumps. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Here we have an edge with rook e8, knight c6. We played c5. Not the most precise. Yeah. Leaves a hole on d5. It's a bit too ambitious, but it's okay. Yeah. He misplayed it, so it turned out well, but that's because he misplayed it. I think this is a bit sloppy. There must be a precise way to deal with it for white. Computer wants queen d3, knight c6, and c4. Ah, that makes a lot of sense. Queen d3, knight c6, and c4, clamping down on this square. So this pushing like that, don't forget, you leaving squares here. It's a bit, unless you have a follow-up that you're sure they can't take control of these squares, it's a bit overextending. So rook e8, setting up some tricks. Knight c3 was correct. This is wrong. Okay, a6 is fine. More precise apparently was bishop f8, but a6 is good. Oh, apparently we could have... Wow, we could have been even more direct with d5. Huh. d5 takes on e4. Queen takes is game over. Okay, d5 is... yeah, d5 is strong. The point of d5 is I'm just threatening to take here, and he can never take back, because at the end of the line, there's a problem. Alignment, rook, king. Okay, d5 was more precise, but I think knight c6 is also good. In fact, it's the second best move. Okay, knight takes is fine. In fact, both moves are equally good, according to the computer. Knight takes and d5 both equally good. In fact, it's a move order trick, but we ended up changing plans for d5 after. The initial plan was bishop f6, and then I realized that d5 might just be more... I don't know, it just feels better. Wow. I mean, this just tells you everything you need to know about the position. The best move, according to Stockfish here, is to give the bishop on h7. Okay. I don't know what human is going to find this move, but... yeah. But yeah, on a practical level, it's already completely losing. Yeah, best move was to castle and just accept being a piece down, but of course, yeah. Okay, so he did accept being a piece down, but not quite in the right way. Yeah, I should have continued. I wanted to continue and play for maximum there. I actually wanted to do that, and then I thought, what am I doing? I just cash in, get an extra piece, queen takes e5, there are problems. I think it was a good practical decision, but yeah, objectively, bishop f6 was perhaps more precise. The point is that he cannot get away with moving the bishop because of deadly discoveries. So I'm actually still winning the bishop and improving at the same time my pieces. Most ambitious line, but that's okay. That wins. And that, of course, is just a disaster. I mean, it just simplifies and then... Okay, then the rest is easy. Perhaps e3 was the more precise way. It's not a completely obvious move because you have to deal with this, right? But the point is there is that. Yeah, okay, I guess that was the most direct way of opening up, but that's fine. That also wins. I just wanted to get all my pieces into the game and not focus too much on trying to find tactics at this point for myself, but rather to look for tactics for the opponent, and just look for tricks and avoid them. Okay, I think that was it.